What do, Skibbity Boo? It's your boy Shawnee B Gaming, and today we're going to be reviewing the Witch of the Woods bonus update that is coming out on May 5th. And then we're also going to take a look at some other Smite news that they posted, but we're going to go straight to the God balances. Before we jump into the video, if you're looking for more Smite content like this, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Alright, so taking a look at God balances, Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga will forever hold a special place in Smite history for both being a crazy unique character and also being the first god shipped while working from home under quarantine. Baba launched in a clearly underpowered state, which was exacerbated by some bugs. Baba is seeing damage increased with her ability 2 and 4, as well as an increased projectile speed on her 4. This god has potential to be powerful, and we expect to see that soon after these buffs and more bug fixes. For Baba's Brew, they're increasing the base damage that was on a scale of 55 to 215 to a scale of 65 to 225. And they're increasing the magical power scaling from 60 to 70%. So the increased base damage from 55 to 65 of just 10 is not that much, but the power scaling from 60% to 70% is going to be quite impactful. Home Sweet Home, the initial burst damage is getting increased on a scale of 60 to 160 to a scale of 75 to 195. So that's an increase of 15 at the base rank and an increase of 35 at the max rank. The increased burst damage scaling from 30% to 35%, that's also going to be a pretty large change. Increase the burn damage scaling from 10% to 12.5. It's going to impact her damage more significantly than a flat change would, but 2.5% is not that crazy of an increase. They decreased the travel time of the Witchfire Bolt from 0.8 seconds to 0.53 seconds. I think this is a buff in the right direction. Being able to shoot your projectiles faster with Baba Yaga are going to help you be able to confirm some more kills. And then they also added 10% magical power scaling to the amount of shield HP gained at all ranks. So that's the only buff on this bonus update. The rest are going to be nerfs. So for Heimdall, his 1 increase the vision radius from 120 to 80. Decrease. So you weren't going to be able to use your 1 less as a ward as Heimdall. And then Through the Realms was a little bit too strong of an ability. It was doing just a little bit too much damage even if you beats it. So they're decreasing the initial hit damage from 150 on a scale of 150 to 510 to a scale of 120 to 440. They also decreased the initial hit scale from 90% to 70%. And then the decrease by 20%, that's going to be where the majority of this nerf comes from. Yes, they are decreasing the flat damage, but the scaling is really where the power comes from. Horus is receiving some nerfs. They're decreasing the movement speed Horus gains from 135% to 70%. So he was able to travel just a little too far in the SPL League. Han Bats is receiving a lot of love in terms of how often he's being picked in the game right now. So much so that they're going to have to nerf him a little bit. Infused Strikes, they're decreasing the empowered basic attack from 20% to 15%. I think that's a pretty large nerf on his passive. Fear No Evil is getting an increased cooldown of 100 seconds to 120 seconds. Merlin is seeing some nerfs as well. Blizzard is getting decreased scaling per tick from 20% to 15%. Hits up to 8 times, so the total scaling decrease from 160 to 120. That is a pretty large nerf in terms of percent damage. Dragonfire reduced the max stacks of protection reduction from 8 to 6. Decreased scaling per tick from 20% to 15%. Hits up to 13 times, so the total scaling decrease is from 260 to 195. Basically with Merlin, they were saying that he was just too strong on objectives, so they're trying to reduce 2 of his abilities that burn objectives really well. Odin is receiving a nerf as well. They are increasing the cooldown on a scale of 15 to 11 to 16 to 12 for lunge, so they're making it 1 second longer across all ranks. Raven Shout, his shield, they are increasing the cooldown from 15 to 11, all the way to 16 to 12, so also just a second at all ranks. Gungnir's Might is getting an increased cooldown from 12 seconds to 14 seconds, so no changes on damage, just a change in cooldown for Odin. Sobek is up next. Blessing of the Nile, his passive, changed to per level scaling from 10 per stack to 4 plus 0.3 per stack. Per level, I'm sorry. For Thor, they are decreasing the physical power scaling on his ultimate from 100% to 90%. I think this is a pretty large nerf, and also this is the nerf I am least excited about. I like Thor. They recently just changed him, and I thought he was in a good spot. He is still getting picked at a rather high rate in the SPL, so I feel like because he's picked so much in the SPL, that's why they're nerfing him. Ullr is getting some interesting changes, but they make sense. The Bladed Arrow is getting a decreased base damage on Bladed Arrow. Weird way to say that, okay? But the original scale was 90 to 290. Now it's going to be changed from 80 to 280. So a decrease of 10 at all ranks on his 1. And they're also increasing the mana cost from 50 to where now it scales. So it was originally 50 at all ranks, but now it's 50, scaling to 70 at level 5. Hail of Arrows, they're going to increase the mana cost from a flat 60 to 60, scaling up to 80. So it's going to cost more mana to use abilities with Ullr, and that's one of the ways they're attempting to balance him, making it more costly to choose when to use your abilities. Yemoja is also receiving some nerfs. Omni increased the level at which Yemoja gains additional Omni from levels 4 and 12 to levels 6 and 14. Bouncing Bubble decreased base damage from a scale of 40 to 200 to a scale of 40 to 180, so 20 less at the final rank. Okay, so that is it for the god changes in this patch that's coming out today. Next, let's take a look at the Joust and Duel. Recently, we adjusted a series of variables on the Joust map with mostly successful results. Fixing minion scaling per minute has a slightly more intense effect on the map late game, which has led to some frustrating gameplay scenarios. We are toning back the tankiness of the fire minions in some places between the current state and the previous state. This should give players a better chance of fighting back from losing a Phoenix. So for Joust and for Duel, the melee fire minions decreased max health scaling from 20 to 10, decreased physical protection scaling from 1 to 0.5, and decreased magical protection scaling from 1 to 0.5. Ranged fire minions, they're decreasing the physical and magical scaling from 1 to 0.5, and for the brute fire minions, they are decreasing the max health scaling from 40 to 20, and they're decreasing the magical and physical protections scaling from 2 to 0.5. So basically, if you're playing Joust or Duel and you lost your Phoenix, it was very, very difficult to clear fire minions and also push back the enemy team. So they're reducing the amount of health that fire minions have because there were a couple cheese strategies going around where you could heal these super tanky fire minions. Anyway, let's jump into the skins. So this Centurion Chiron is going to be a Grim Omen skin. I think this skin looks pretty cool. The Cursed Scarab Khepri is also going to be a Grim Omens skin. I think this one also looks pretty cool. I think the best skin of the patch has to be Fey Mantis Arachne. And of course, it's only available during the Fey Mantis chest. Up after the Arachne, we have the Electric Buzz Amuzen which is also exclusive to a chest. This one did not impress me as much as the other skins, but I think it has some pretty cool effects. So for the bonus content we have the swag from May 4th to 10th. So Witch of the Woods update. On Tuesday, new content is releasing into the Battleground. Grim Omen's bringing 2 skins. There's going to be 2 chests. The skins found in chests are also available for direct purchase. To download the wallpaper, check out the update. Smite with devs. So on Monday, the developers were playing Smite. If you queued against them and beat them, you got a special title. That happened yesterday, so there's not much to talk about today. Cinco de Mayo, which is today. Log in Tuesday to see what kind of events we have lined up. Mother's Day events. Although it can feel like time has been standing still as we stay in with Smite, this is your reminder that Mother's Day is this weekend. To help celebrate this weekend, we'll have some chances for you to earn some avatars for your favorite mamas in Smite. So on Friday, earn the Loki avatar from getting first 3 wins of the day. Saturday, a Nox avatar for getting 3 first wins of the day. Sunday, an Isis avatar for getting 3 first wins of the day. And that is it. That's everything I feel like I need to tell you guys. And if you've made it this far in the video, thank you for stopping by and for listening. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like. If you think any of your friends need to know this update, be sure to share the video. And if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you for stopping by. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.